Got a home floodlight set. The motion sensor stopped working. So I bought a replacement motion sensor from Defiant. Here's the ground wire that has to go to the ground and the eaves of the house. Here's the black wire. The power goes into the eaves, main, and then here's the neutral. I think what happens here is the power comes in, goes into this light, and then it breaks back off and goes into these red lines into each of these. So I've got to take the ground off. The black will be free to go to the house. Then I need to take this apart and put a new cap on here. I'm going to take the red one out too. I'll put this back on here temporarily so I remember it has to go together. I can just squeeze this to open it. Take this thing off. Replace this whole thing here. That's a booger. There we go. Okay. So we got to loosen it once and then tighten it by backing this nut off. Get the reds together. Make sure they're all in there. And squeeze it close. Test it. Get the whites together. Now there's these three whites, but then we have this one has to go in here to go up to the power source. We have four. course, this replacement comes with these wire nut caps. You also have some of these where you can put 4 wires in there and you don't have to worry about screwing anything. But I think this one you crimp on there, probably the tightest. There we go. And our 3 wires. All right. Now, I'm going to test it here. I'm going to connect this to a power cord. Be very careful. And I'm going to use these other connectors, which I really like. That you put one on each side. Close it. I'll actually use this in the light itself. You could put a piece of tape over this if you want to, but they're really convenient. Of course, this has oddball colors, so I presume this blue-black is the black. Okay. Some really strong lineman pliers. Put the ground back on. This one had a little hoop here, connector. I had to put one on. This one didn't come with one. You can be in normal mode or soft flash. I'll be in normal mode, so it's just solid. You set the range. How long do you want it, the light to come on or the power to be on when it senses motion? I'm going to move it over to the left test, or you can pick 1, 2, or 15 minutes. So the left is on test. Lamp mode is on. And then dual bright. And what that means is either off, 3-hour, dusk to dawn. So I usually do the 3 hours, so when it gets dark and it senses with this sensor that it's dark, it'll come on in the low mode, a low light mode for 3 hours, and then it shuts off and just goes into motion sense mode. If it senses motion, then the lights come on full. You can also have it stay on dusk to dawn all night long in low mode. Again, when it senses motion, the lights will come on bright for the number you have minutes you have set over here. So when we test it, we're going to put the on time switch to test mode, and then we're going to turn dual bright off. And you can turn the range down to minimum. We're testing it on a table, but after it warms up a little bit and we move our hand in front of the motion sensor, the lights will come on for a few seconds and shut off. That allows you to tell if you got it hooked up right and everything is working. Okay, I've got a couple 75-watt EcoSmart LEDs. They last 13 years each. I don't like changing those bulbs all the time. I'm going to do a test. I took those little crimp connectors off and put these little nuts, wire nuts. Okay, look at the wiring. The black goes into the unit, connects to the hot. And then you have whites coming out, return line to the lights in this guy, coming back. And you also have red lines coming out of here, will feed into the two bulbs. I don't know why they didn't make them black, but I guess so. And then of course the ground is on here. Got these easy connectors. I'm going to do a test now. See both bulbs. To do the test, I put it in test mode and I turn dual bright to off. So took me a second to remember that. This setting is test mode to the left, test mode, and dual bright to off. And you see all the dirt, mud dauber nest inside of the light bulb I had to take out. Let's plug it in. See the lights come on the first time. They should shut off in a second. Okay, they're off. Look for that little red LED to come on, and they're on. That's nice when you're up on the ladder trying to get this stuff right, or check your light bulbs. Just turn those both to the left as you're looking at them from this direction, and they'll shut off after 5 or so seconds. All right, good to go.